What's up, y'all? We are back to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 6, episode 21. Before we do that, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and so let's get into this. Mel and Kiki, they still down to this little restaurant, and Kiki over here telling all of Tisha's business. She telling Mel some story about how some girl, we don't know who it was. It was a whole lot of bleeping things out. The bleep, the bleep this and the bleep that. They was bleeping out, I guess, names of the parties that was spreading all this gossip. So, according to Kiki, somebody came to her with this story about Marcel having a threesome with some chicks. Is that what y'all doing over in Huntsville? Chasing down Marcel for a threesome? I guess. Anyway. She said she couldn't be around Tisha knowing this business. And it was like really weighing heavy on her heart that, she should share this information with her cousin. And so she called her up and told her she had something to tell her, but Tisha did not come through and hear the gossip. So why do you feel like you need to tell Tisha? Honestly, I mean, Tisha been new. Maybe not about the threesome, but Tisha knows what's going on. She been hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. And the whole reason why y'all fell out in the first place is because you were discussing her marriage. Like, why are the people in the street coming to you with the bullshit in the first place? Because I personally don't really have nobody coming to me with gossip about my friends. So that's gonna bug me like the whole time we're here. I ain't even gonna lie. This headband is like, it's not giving what it's supposed to give, but we're gonna work with it anyway. Anyway, I mean, that's just not something that happens because, first of all, whatever you heard, don't bring it to me. Not if it's about one of my friends, because I'm not finna discuss nobody's marriage. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have an issue with that. And that's where you should have left it. You know how that girl is about her marriage. She's been seeing and hearing things since we met her. So I'm sure that ain't new to you, but you felt it all hard way down in your heart that you just could not move forward with your cousin whose relationship has been blasted to hell anyway. Girl, stop. Um, I don't know, somebody's hairdresser or makeup artist that, Tisha, what I'm getting from it is somebody, and I'm gonna go with hairstylist or makeup artist, somebody from the glam squad out here giving us a bad reputation, gossiping and stuff. Anyway, somebody from the glam squad, from Kiki's glam squad, must be to connect to the gossip. Because Tisha wanted Kiki to fire her bleep, and Kiki is now, why aren't you firing your bleep? That's the one that Marcel is supposedly fooling around with. Two things. At this point, I don't think we give a shit who Marcel's sleeping with. For me, personally, I feel like the way Marcel treats Tisha is far worse than any cheating that he could or, may or may not be doing out in these streets. It doesn't matter because there's way bigger problems in that relationship than whether or not he cheated. Thing two, Tisha says she didn't have no proof. So can y'all please stop bringing her proof that her man is cheating? She knows that. He may be cheating, have cheated. Everybody raise their hand. This man ain't cheated. Where y'all at with all this judgment? Kimmy, leave your husband. We don't know if Maurice is cheated, but again, we see how horrible he is. And girl, if you want to stay with him, stay with him. Tisha, there's so many problems with Marcel. Stay with him. Stay with him. Kiki, you got a lot going on in your house, girl, to be worried about whether or not somebody's husband is cheating. You better redirect your energy, girl. You talking about you done with it, you ain't putting up with it, and it's gonna come out. Girl, get out of that. Get all the way out of it. All the way out of it because you sound a fool. We don't care. We don't care. And more importantly, she doesn't care. And this is the thing. Mel says sometimes people don't want to know, not ready to know, whatever the case may be, because let's be clear, Mel, it took her time to go ahead and, finally leave. We're not going to act like that, Martell. Honestly, when I see how smart Mel is, I wonder, like, what the hell was happening over there for 14 years? See what I'm saying? So, and I get like why Mel's doing it. It's a tit for tat. I'm not mad at it. Girl, do what you got to do. Put the spotlight on them because you've been doing, carrying the whole time. So whenever Kimmy and Tisha and Marcel sit around having conversations about you and your marriage from way back when or what have you, I'm not mad at you for sitting with Kiki. But Kiki, you're the one we have a problem with because here you go again blowing up your family. That's just not, for Mel is not your friend. And you know that. So anyway, I guess, child. For some reason, Kiki is like, I need to have a sit down with her because I don't want to be blamed for, spreading this gossip. But that's what you're doing. You're spreading the gossip. You should have just stayed out of it in the first place. It should have stopped at whoever told you. And then if Tisha asked you something and you could have said, I heard that, but I'm not getting your shit, So that got me in a lot of trouble last time. So I have decided like to not be having no discussions about your marriage with anyone. And that's what you should have told the makeup artist. Now I know it's hard to not take in gossip because we all want to hear. We all want to know the tea. Hell, we want to know the tea. We don't know y'all. So we get that, but you start running your mouth when there's cameras and things and you've been mic'd up and stuff like that. That's when the shit changes, Kiki. That's when it gets different. Then you tell Mel about I hear my phone, but I don't see it. It's under something. Then you tell Mel about this whole thing with the so y'all, now I found this interesting. I talked about Tisha last week with her shampoo line, her Macy and Mila shampoo line. Oh, it's not shampoo, my bad. Anyway, I said it on their website. I thought it was just a little shop store on Instagram because it doesn't like link you, not from her page. It didn't link you to it didn't link you to the website. Anyway, the website is not that complicated. So there's a little more information about these products, not enough to make you want to buy it, but I suppose, child. Anyway, she went and copy and pasted Stormy's return policy. I guess, child, I don't know that that's a very big deal. I think it's lazy because you if you had you like looked at her and used it as a template and then kind of came up with your own policy. First of all, you don't know what her policy is. Like, does it match yours? Maybe that's why you went there, because Stormy has hair care products. But what I don't believe is that whoever the person is that did it didn't have direction from you. Like, I find it weird that they would go to Stormy's template to copy and paste it. And then when they copied and pasted it, they left Stormy's email contact information. Now these two are sitting up here talking about, does she work with Stormy? We know she don't work with Stormy. That's not what that is. It's a return policy. That's it. All she had to do was if she had took the email off of there, then nobody would be having this conversation. Tisha doesn't have any ideas of her own. We know that. She don't know what she's doing. We know that too. So the only way for her to do it, like when you look at the hair care product, it looked like something that you would spray on the counters to keep them clean. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's not her lane. She knows nothing about it. And I don't really feel like she is that business minded. If she was, she wouldn't have copy and pasted that thing. She would have went through and took from it what she wanted to incorporate in her policy and make it your own, for God's sake. Anyway, Mel was like, well, child, she known for copying people because she copied me back in the day. And it's true. Like, she doesn't really have a insight for what it is she wants to do, because she don't do nothing. She's required to stay home and take care of those kids. Hold on. Come here, Kylie. What was that saying? Mel was talking about how she should copy her and what have you. And this girl, Kiki, talking about that's plagiarism. That's how lawsuits come up. Ain't nobody talked about suing nobody over no daggone return policy. It's embarrassing. Ain't nobody gonna get sued. Kiki, why are you so mad at Tisha? Because I feel like as much as Tisha gets on my nerves, on to the next. So Maurice is at the Jeep dealership, or he's at, a detailing place. He has bought Kimmy a Jeep. Kimmy's been wanting a Jeep. He actually has this whole revelation about how life is short and that he wants her to be happy. That's interesting. All of a sudden, he wants her to be happy. He wants her to be happy as long as she's bent over at least once or twice a day, even if she's going through chemo. But I don't know why we keep having this conversation. I seriously don't. Marcel shows up and they admire the Jeep, which I love because I happen to want a Jeep too. I get you, Kenny. I get you. I just want to be able to kid it myself. You know what I'm saying? I think that's real cute that you take it like to get things done. But like, if you want to give me a Jeep, invite me over there, not Marcel. I'm the one that wants to like put my input on, on my car. Anyway, this is how the Scott men do things. So he bought her a Jeep and he made her Jeep the way he wanted it. And he's talking to Marcel about how in the past he was trying to convince her like to get what he wanted. He wanted her to get a Maybach and he wanted to get her a Lamborghini. And why in the hell is Kimmy riding around Huntsville, Alabama in a Lamborghini? I see why she wants the Jeep, you know what I'm saying? But why am I, what are we doing? Maurice? So, I mean, I guess he sees value in people getting what they want. And then somehow or another, the conversation leads into him and his sex life and his sex talk. And I'm so tired of it. I promise you, if every time Maurice and Kimmy are going to show up here talking about how, kegel balls and sex talk and how he ain't getting any. So he's standing there with his brace on his back, because he said he hurt himself lifting weights. And while he's telling Marceau, who clearly doesn't want to hear it, and I kind of don't blame Marceau because, like, I'm gonna be thinking about how you and Kimmy are getting it or not getting it, or how often y'all are getting it. Can you not? Anyway, he's telling him like how they've only been having sex like twice a month. And Marceau is like, you mean like regular married people? I guess, Marcel, I feel like twice a month is kind of a drop, but it happens sometimes where life gets to you, and yeah, the weeks go by, you might be mad, you might be sick, you don't know what might come up. But I feel like not that far off. 3-4 times a month, like y'all are got all these businesses and children and things, and ain't nobody, Maurice, getting bounced on every damn day of the week, multiple times a day. You just sound crazy. So, Marcel was telling him like he thinks, Maurice said he thinks it's in her head, and Marcel's like, is that back injury in your head? Like, if somebody told you your back don't hurt for real, like, is that true? So for whatever reason, well, I guess they understand each other. If that's going to make you knock it off, Maurice, then for God's sake, thank you, Marcel, for saying it in a way where he can now understand. The Lord had to take him down to the gym and bust his back wide open before he understood that pain and not wanting to do something has everything to do with what your body feel like and not what's in your mind. And for God's sake, can we move the hell on? We don't want to talk about this anymore. It's getting me irritated. Jeez. Marie said him and Kimmy are having a cookout and they're going to invite everybody over, including Stormy and Courtney. And, he touched a little bit on how things went at the Black Expo meeting, town hall meeting, and how, he told Marcel he was being very smart and like snarky, like a smart ass. And Marcel is pretty much like he was giving Stormy the same energy that she was giving him. He don't feel no way about it. He said they weren't really friends, like that. So for him, it's not an issue. If they don't jive, they don't jive. He's not having any issue with them, but they probably won't be friends. And I mean, I can respect that. That's how I feel about people a lot of the time. It's like we don't have to, But I noticed like Lou don't really mess with Marcel. Martell, I think they really don't like each other either. I mean, even though like they're horrible people on both sides. Chris Fletcher, now they're gonna act like they don't know him, but we know how that whole thing played out. I just feel like Marcel don't really have no guy friends. He just has Maurice there to back him up for things. And so if you're gonna be acting a certain way towards people, then you should expect for them not to want to be around you, Marcel. But he said he cool with it. He don't care. They were never friends in the past, and he ain't about to worry about them being friends now. So that's how that ended. Okay, y'all. So Stormy and Courtney, they're at their house, laid up in the room. Apparently, Stormy had been pretty sick, and I do remember them talking about this, but she got strep throat, and it got pretty bad. And thankfully, she's good. So they're laying up there talking, and they're talking about. She says she talked to Kiki. So Kiki and Stormy keep in touch. Kiki and Mel. This is the thing. I feel like the people that genuinely like Kiki are for real concerned about what she got going on. Nobody wants to see somebody that they care about like in trouble with Crime Stoppers and all of that. I think they feel for her in that situation. They keep showing this thing that she hasn't been, nothing has happened. We don't expect Home Depot to come after her. Like she took a lock, but we all believe she did it. They keep putting this disclaimer like the people want to come after her. We know. And like I said, I think Mel and Mel and Stormy both feel like nobody want to leave her out out to dry, except her cousin. But she hasn't done to them what she did to her cousin. So I can't even really be mad at Tisha about that. But Courtney started laughing because I guess at some point Stormy said that picture remind her of Darkwing Duck. Sometimes you be laughing at a situation and you can't help but see the humor in things, even though the situation itself is not funny. And I feel like Kiki ain't gonna find nothing funny, but yeah, I can see where that would happen, where, she would equate the two things. And she's like, I'm not calling her Darkwing Duck. But that's what the picture was giving. Then she tells him about how Tisha, her website ended up with their shipping policy. And we, at this point, know that clearly it was, a copy and paste situation. And Courtney was like, she could have asked you. And I'm like, Tisha, why didn't you? Like, I don't understand. You have a product line that's geared towards hair care. There's so many things that you should have been asking Stormy about. Like, there's so many things you could have asked her about. I don't feel like she sees you in any type of competition. And not for nothing, the more the merrier, the more options we have. Like if you came out with something that was really like for protective styles and you incorporated some kind of hair care professional into your team, then it may have come across. Right now it just looked like you slapped your name on some stuff that didn't took you 4 years. That website itself is not that complicated. So I don't know why you wouldn't have been able to go in there. Stormy said, I guess you got to contact the people that built the website to go in. Like there's no reason why you shouldn't have been able to go in and just change that information. But again, Tisha be so busy trying to look like a boss instead of using her resources. Everybody got to learn. Everybody has to learn. And if you have friends in your circle that's a step ahead of you, if they're really your friends, they want to see you succeed. So I'm not sure why she wouldn't have asked her, but I mean, because Tisha wanted to come across like she's that big dog, and we all know she's not. Stormy tells Courtney about the cookout that Maurice and them is having, and basically Courtney said he ain't going. Courtney ain't messing with Marcel right now. I don't blame him. I think you can look at it like, oh my God, like Marcel's over there, like we ain't friends, we ain't cool, whatever. But I feel like Courtney is like, I don't like him, and he gonna say some shit that's gonna piss me off. So rather than even put myself in that position, like I feel like the whole town hall thing is just a little too fresh. And if he has somewhere, like if it was somewhere other than Maurice's house where you can't get away from this nigga, he's like, guaranteed Marcel is gonna say some shit that's gonna make me feel away. And not that I will punch him in the teeth, which I probably would want to, but I don't want to go spend my day feeling like waiting on him to say something stupid for I'm gonna be feeling some type of way. So I mean, Courtney, if you feel like it ain't what you want to do, I don't blame you, because at my big old age, I don't do shit I don't want to do either. Stormy, you got it. Go on over there and you go see that eventually Marcel is going to say something to get you upset. So, but I mean, that's what he lives for. I feel like it don't even matter who it is. It's very difficult to have a conversation with Marcel because that's not what he does. He like puts you through this like freaking maze conversation, and you go in one direction and you run into a brick wall and you don't know where you're going to get out, and it's just exhausting, and he does it intentionally. So ain't nobody got time for that. And like I said, maybe if other people were going to be there, like what's his name, Big Lou and Martell, and was Martell there? Martell was there. I guess he don't give a shit about Martell either. And Courtney said he ain't dealing with them like that right then. So, and Martell has to like figure out where he can record film, any chance he get, because he ain't really got a whole lot going on. He got a whole lot of nothing going on. Why you ain't bring Sheree back over there? She ain't got nothing to do. Y'all ain't friend girl no more. Anyway, so Courtney told her, have a good time. You're going to do that one without me. Keisha and Marcel meeting up at a construction site as usual. They standing in that place where, I don't know, that plaza or whatever. They were talking about, oh, everything's almost done. Everything's working right on schedule. I was just talking to the designer, just waiting on the electrician to come through. And then, and he's like, well, you wanted these concrete floors and they're very expensive. I was spend $24,000. And does that include the barbershop? They're having a barbershop too? I guess I remember something about a barbershop. But anyway, they like to have a good scene on a construction site, pretending like they're getting businesses in order. It's the real estate business and the barbershop. I don't know, are they own the barbershop or they renting space to the barbershop? Anyway, yeah, ciao. Somebody that called the city and said that they were over there down to the block trying to gamble illegally. And that's going to interfere with their casino night. And Tisha's like, it's so sad that people would call the city when you're just trying to do things for the community and get houses built for people. But is it legal to gamble in Huntsville? I'm guessing no. I feel like there's permits and things that have to happen. And if there's no gambling, then there's no gambling. So somebody probably called the city because y'all put out in a flyer that y'all were having a casino night, and they were all like, huh, are we allowed to do that? Because there's no gambling. I just don't, was it hate? Maybe. Is there gambling? Clearly not. So Marcel, he said he just gonna cancel the whole thing because he don't want his business to be affiliated with, criminal activity. I guess, child. She's just tired. Tisha's just tired. She's tired because people keep coming against them, coming against their marriage, coming against their business. Then she has somebody like, she's been getting emails because somebody pointed out to her that Stormy's website address, no, her email was connected to her website. Listen. First of all, she says she spent a lot of money on this website. Why? You have 2 products and some nail polish. The nail polish is stock. You probably get that from Alibaba. I don't know what those products are, but I seriously doubt that you went into any type of real research to make sure that shit is a thing. You just probably went online like anything, the stuff that the description, the moisturizer is natural. You don't say, natural oils. You don't say what any of the ingredients are. I'm guessing it's on the bottom, but there isn't a whole lot of research I feel like was put into this spray. 2 things, Tisha. You could have did that on GoDaddy. So I don't know why you spent. So there's not this complicated website to navigate. There's moisture spray. What was the other one? I don't know. Magical oil of some sort. Ocean. Child. Anyway, Marcel said, the customers didn't catch it. It was just haters just out there looking for it. I don't think it's like really strange for a person that was going to support you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that came there to shop. You don't know if it was a customer or not, but somebody came to your website. Hell, I didn't even know there was a website until last week. I didn't know there was any of this was a thing until they aired this shit last week. But somebody came to your website and then said, hey, if I don't like this stuff, what's the policy on sending it back? And then they look at it and they see Stormy's website, email address and contact information. I don't know that's. Then they took it to the internet. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I don't feel like that's hate, the way they're putting it out there. Like, you had Stormy's. It could have been anybody else's. I feel like, what's his name, had the same issue. Martell with his wine. They were out there slapping labels on, I don't know, Boone's Farm or some shit. What do you call it? Behringer's or Sutter Homes or something like that. Anyway, I feel like that came up. I was doing good, y'all. Then I had to touch this damn thing again. Anyway. Girl, you didn't use the girl's website thing. Like I said, you could have went and GoDaddy. I don't know how much I paid him a lot of money, girls. Well, you shouldn't have. You should have just went on GoDaddy, and if you was gonna use Stormy's thing, you could change the email address and contact information. For goodness sake, it's like I said, Stormy's not even tripping about it. She says she would have helped you. It's not like you were stealing and plagiarizing, like Kiki said. But you was like copy and pasting, and it got you in trouble. Proofread next time. Ain't no haters out there. You blaming the people for being, diligent. Do you want me to ask Stormy if I don't like your hair care products? Okay then. Girl, get it together. She doesn't understand all the hate towards her. I don't even think it's hate, girl. Nobody hates you. They hate Marcel. They think you're kind of stupid because you kind of are. And I mean, this just proves it. As an entrepreneur and a business owner, and this is like for my girls, but I'm the mom behind the business. Well, then next time read stuff before you just post it on the internet, for God's sake. Okay, y'all. So it's time for the cookout. Courtney dropped off Stormy. He wasn't playing. He said he wasn't going. He wasn't going. He jolted up in the golden G-Wagon, dropped her off, and peaced out. When she went in there, Mo and Kimmy were like, is Courtney coming? And she was like, nah, he don't. He said, no. He said, no, just bring him a plate because he don't fool with Marcel. And Kimmy's like, so he ain't doing nothing else with us from now on because of Marcel? I mean, he didn't say that, but I guess he feel like I'm just not where I feel like being bothered with them people right now. And I get it. So yeah, Marcel, Courtney ain't feeling it. And Marcel ain't either. So it's probably best. Anyway, the people start coming one by one. They, and the Fletchers are there. Mel shows up. Martell shows up. He came over saying hi to everybody. Hi, Mel. Mel didn't speak to his ass. She gave him the It's so funny because even in the way he spoke, like he knew what it was. We all know what they, with the custody and what they've been going through. So he seemed, it was a very uncomfortable hello, but he always still trying to force her into like speaking to him and stuff, but she is not here for it. Nell peeped it. Nell and Chris Fletcher peeped it. She looked at, she said, Nell did. She was like, well, her and Chris been through some things. I think we've all heard about, Chris's infidelity and such and the rumors about him, but she said when she was going through that, they were separated and she wasn't feeling like speaking to his ass either. So she understands where Mel is coming from. Plus, her and Kristen sat up in that courtroom, so they know how irritated they was with this dude. Plus, he ain't getting out of that house. Like, ain't nobody feeling Marcel right now. He walking around high, and everybody looking at him like, mm-hmm. Kiki and her husband arrive. Marcel says hello. They walk right over to the table where Tisha and Marcel are sitting, and Kiki went in like, hey, Tisha, with like an open arm, and Tisha got up and walked off. Like, she hugged her husband, but then walked off, like didn't speak to Kiki. And Kiki's like, you so dumb. That's so silly. Kiki, you know why she's giving you that energy. I want you to stop acting like you just, you came in there on one and it continued to escalate throughout the whole damn day. You're not about to force me to talk to you when I don't want to. I'm sitting here having a good time. You can sit your ass here or sit it wherever, but don't talk to me because I'm not talking to you. That's the energy Tisha was giving her. She was pretty much just like ignoring her ass, and she could not stand that. So she came over to the table and she looked at Stormy. She's like, did you see the shade? So Stormy's confused. She doesn't know what's going on. So then Kiki proceeds to sit down at the table with Marcel and Tisha, and then commenced to telling Stormy the story about the girl and the cheatation and all of that stuff. And, Tisha and Marcel do their best job to ignore her. They playing cards. Hey, child, what you got? I don't know what game they playing, but Tisha was doing her best job of ignoring the hell out of Kiki. And the more Tisha ignored Kiki, the more pissed off Kiki got. Like, I don't know what conversation she was intended to have right here in this moment, but Tisha wasn't giving it to her. And Kiki was getting on my damn nerves with that. Like, if you come into the cookout and the girl don't want to be bothered with you, go sit over there with Mel. You was just at lunch with her the other day. Why you ain't sit at her table? You gonna sit over here and try to force this lady to talk to you about something? Like, I'm not finna sit at this table at this cookout and talking about infidelities that may or may not happen with my husband. You say, Kiki, you sound crazy. Stormy had this look on her face like, what the hell is going on? She was so confused because she just walked into like, well, I mean, she was just sitting there, and Kiki brought all that energy over there. Ain't nobody asked for that. They was, like I said, playing cards, and Kiki got in her feelings and then started throwing the cards across the table. Here, 2, 4, 6. And, they looking at her like, are you okay? Now, Jalen's sitting at the table. Everybody is uncomfortable because she's just insisting on telling this story about what the makeup artist said and who the people said that she was cheating and having a threesome. And Stormy is like, what in the hell is happening right now? I thought we was just in here having some cards. And I know she's like wanting to tell Courtney, and Courtney is probably like, that's why I told you I wasn't going over there. Now, girl, the more Tisha ignored Kiki, the more heated she got. So next thing you know, Kiki is telling this lady to be mad and scratch her ass and get glad, and then she slapped a drink. And when I tell you this drink hit Tisha, like, you would have thought it was a bucket of water. I ain't never seen somebody get that drink. How much was in that drink? Like, she was drenched. It was just falling off her. Like, she looked like she just dunked her hand in the swimming pool. Marcel jumped up because, I mean, what the hell? He's like, Maurice. Well, actually, after Kiki slapped that drink in her face, then she got up and walked away. Punk ass shit. And then Marcel got up and was like, Mo, like, I don't know what's going on with this girl. She just threw a whole drink on Tisha. He said, call the cops and get a drug test on her ass. And then that got her husband upset because we don't want to bring up the drug testing and stuff because now that's embarrassing. But you know what, Kiki? You get what you get because you came in there with that energy. I feel not sorry about her at all. I mean, like I said, if Tish want to stay with that man, she want to stay with him. I don't know, like what is the convincing all about? You don't want to see your cousin look crazy out in these streets. You don't care about how your cousin look out in these streets because if you did, you wouldn't have came in that cookout trying to bring up personal stuff that nobody wants to talk about. Everybody was very uncomfortable, Kiki. Read the room, girl. Anyway, her husband got escalated after that. Now he moving around and Marcel is trying to scoot out of his way because apparently that ain't what he wants. And you can hear Kimmy going, no, 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 no. Did she do that before? Who was fighting? Was it Destiny? I feel like I heard Kimmy before going, no, 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 no. That's her thing. I don't remember who was fighting, but it turns into a whole. I don't know what happened with Kiki, but next week they're supposed to be sitting at a table together, discussing, whether or not they think Kiki is still on drugs. And Stormy is saying no, she's in recovery. I don't know whether she on drugs or not, but she damn sure acting like it. And I'm not gonna tiptoe around the fact that that's what it seemed like. I don't know what she's on, but I know what she did at that cookout was 100% inappropriate. And if Tisha don't want to talk to you, I'm not surprised, nor do I blame her, because that was 100% unnecessary. Why are you mad? You're talking about her blaming you. She don't want to talk to you, so then leave her alone. Anyway, y'all, Kiki got problems, and y'all feed into it, trying to placate this lady like she ain't on something. That's it, y'all. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll continue next week where we left off here, child. Bye.